You know those, like, hear me out lists that people will make for, like, characters? I feel like I've seen at least a couple.
Spirit is definitely on those lists. Yeah. I've seen a couple. Yeah.
I got where you're going, but for a second I was like Matt Damon's voice. Hear me out.
Hear me out. Matt Damon's voice. Welcome back to Nostalgia Club. This is a podcast where we three sound designers talk about things we're nostalgic for. Today, we're going to be talking about a movie called Spirit, Stallion of the Cimarron, which is brought to us by one of our own number, Victoria. Say hi.
It sounds like Victoria made the movie.
No, it was brought to the podcast. It was brought literally to me and Gino's attention. Also, say hi, Gino.
Hello. Victoria, say hi.
Hello. Well, it wasn't just me, actually. There was a listener who suggested that we cover this.
Was there really?
Yeah.
I'm not on the email.
It's fine.
But I believe you. Thank you,
I could be
listener.
lying. No, I'm kidding.
Thank you, listener, for recommending Spirit, Stallion of the Cimarron to this podcast. If you would like to recommend more movies or books, you can email us at nostalgiaclubpodcast@gmail.com.
That felt like such an ad read. No, shout out to Lizzie for emailing us and suggesting that we cover this movie because I really love this movie. And so, of course, I'm going to take the excuse to have Jino and Michael also watch it. But you guys have seen this?
Nope, never.
Wait, really?
I saw it once when I was a little kid.
Okay.
I saw it with my mom and one of my cousins, and their takeaway from it was that horse gets captured, and then he gets free, and then he gets captured again, and then he gets freed. And meanwhile, I was just sort of like in a haze throughout so much of the movie. I was like, imagery, sound.
Wait, how old were you?
Light, horse. I don't know. It was one of those. It was one of those ages where it was like between 7 and 13. You know, like one of those, like, or between 6 and 13, like. Mm-hmm. Just like somewhere in there.
Yeah.
When did this come out?
It came out in 2002.
Okay, yeah. Wow. So, I saw it in theaters, so I must have been in like second grade or so.
Wow, you saw it in theaters.
Oh, because you're younger than me.
I was 4 when this movie came out.
I think I was 5.
Actually, I wasn't even 4 yet because it came out in May.
Can I ask, if they put this movie back in theaters, would you go see it? Maybe this is a good time to get into vibes.
We both made a face.
Yes, I'm curious to hear what your vibes were, Gino, since you watched this for the first time.
But you also cringed when Michael.
No, I'm cutting that out.
No, come on. What? That's primo material. This is
you can't cut it out.
Please.
I'm not letting you. That was
so a great
good.
moment.
Okay.
You love this movie.
I do love this movie, but I don't think I would pay money to go see it in theaters.
That's
However,
so fair.
Okay, for context, we're seeing Lord of the Rings in theaters this weekend, and it's really expensive, okay? I can't afford to pay that much to see movies unless it's like Lord of the Rings tier, okay?
Yeah.
So
and we're not even seeing all Lord of the Rings. We're only seeing one Lord of the Ring.
Yeah.
Because to see all 3.
2. Maybe 3. But I literally had the thought, I was like, I would only do this for Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, well, it makes sense.
There's more movie.
Yeah. There's a lot of movie.
And
it's something that I didn't get a chance to see in theaters, so I want that opportunity.
Exactly.
Spirit, I don't feel the need to see it in theaters.
But then again, your nostalgia you mentioned earlier to us was basically for the home viewing VHS experience.
I loved Spirit because we would put it on when we were waiting for our parents at church, and we would laugh at all the times that he beat up the American soldiers. I shouldn't say that.
It's okay. It's the U.S. Cavalry. I don't think they're around anymore. And besides, it's like the Manifest Destiny U.S. Cavalry.
They deserved it.
They are the antagonists of this movie.
Yeah.
No, okay. Like, we watched the sequence Get Off of My Back so many times. And we would just be like laughing and like replaying moments. Like the moment where he like escapes and then like kicks that one, I don't forget, like, what are they called? The guy who like cuts his hair and then like tries to put horseshoes on him and then tries to brand him.
Horseman?
Horse wrangler guy.
Yeah.
We don't know enough about horses for this.
Jim, I don't know. He does have a name, but
The point where like he's like standing at the gates and he's like the one obstacle, and then Spirit like smirks and then like knocks him out. We lost it at that point. Like everyone's like cheering. So that's what I love about this movie. Like you're watching it with your friends, you're appreciating the funniness.
Truly a nostalgic flick for you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. My first 3 thoughts watching the movie. The first one was, oh, wow, these horses aren't talking. They're not like anthropomorphized. They are fully...
Horses.
Yeah, they're horses. They're fully communicating via horse noises. My second thought was, I want to talk to the sound designer of this movie because this is a lot of horse noises.
Yeah.
This is a lot. Like, they must have gotten a team out to like a ranch or something and just recorded a million horse noises.
they must have hated horse noises by
That's what I'm thinking. I've designed several horses in audio dramas in my career, and it grows tedious at a certain point. Too many horse noises. And then my third thought was, oh, is this a DreamWorks movie? Because they're making that face all the time.
the DreamWorks smirk.
Yeah, they are smirking. They are rolling their eyes. Very expressive horses, which I think is necessary for the movie to communicate horse feelings while still be engaging, because it is mostly just horses.
Yeah.
But a little bit much.
See, it's so interesting because I actually didn't have that thought at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think when we watched Dinosaur, it was really disconcerting for me
Something
that,
about
like,
the 3D,
the dinosaurs
Yeah.
had,
the lips.
like, human faces.
I mean, they say one of the ideas now is that dinosaurs, would have had something akin to lips, right? Just flesh-wise, but I don't think they would have had big anthropomorphized human kiss lips.
But I actually really liked that they didn't have the horses talk to each other.
I like that too. I think they made the right choice. I just found it occasionally... It's so hard to explain. I just felt occasionally slightly
It was almost
off-put
yeah.
by certain horse expressions, not for any specific reason, just they were very expressive.
Like it was a level of pantomiming their internal emotional reality that got almost so specific at certain points.
Yeah, like there were moments where I'm like, oh, these are just horses. And the Matt Damon voiceover confirmed that for me. Because like Spirit's like, I don't know what's happening. And I'm like, oh yeah, because you're a horse. But then sometimes I'm like, this horse knows exactly what's happening. And so it was like kind of stretching that line.
It was interesting.
It was a very beautiful movie.
Yeah.
There were moments where you could tell they were like, we'll use some 3D here to like make things easier. And I'm like, oh, that's a 3D model sort of like jankily sliding across the background. But the backgrounds are incredible.
It really is gorgeous.
The horse running is very it's a really beautiful movie.
This definitely registers to me as like, oh, this is the same studio that made The Prince of Egypt or whatever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, our first movie out the gate is going to be a 10 Commandments adaptation. Like, whoa. And then this is like, we're going to do an anthropomorphized horse movie. That's a great idea, Mr. Me, executive with the big cigar, says, wiggling the cigar in his mouth. Yeah, none of the horses are going to talk. What are you talking about? The animals have to talk if it's going to be a kid's movie. No, none of the horses are going to talk. And
Jeffrey Katzenberg?
I'm making a joke. I don't think... I'm making a joke about how, like, I feel like only DreamWorks could have had the guts as a large studio to be like, we're making an animated animal movie where none of the animals are going to talk and they're basically just going to be animals.
Yeah. There was a genre of movies like that with incredibly sketchy production details where they would just, like, kind of film animals and then, like, add voiceover later.
Yeah.
Don't look up how any of those movies are made. It will destroy your childhood.
Oh, no.
And I know that phrase is overused, but I mean that.
Oh.
But Spirit, I assume no horses were harmed in the making of this movie.
They had to get those sounds somehow, Gino.
Oh, no.
I was watching like a featurette, like a Critical Role featurette, because they're doing all the animated shows now or something. And like one of the animators talked about like how horses are like the hardest animal to animate or something.
You were trying to draw a horse? Sucks.
There's a lot going
I'm
on.
like watching all these horses moving in all these ways and like acting. And I'm like, this must have been
a
like
nightmare.
An absolute acid test for animated production.
Oh, yeah. Technical chops. It was great.
Yeah.
It truly is spirit gets captured, he's free. He gets captured, he's free.
Yeah.
Which is, there honestly, well, we're going to do plot. I don't want to jump ahead. There was a moment where I did genuinely feel like my heartbeat increased from an action sequence.
Nice.
So,
What about you, Michael?
I was watching it and I was like, oh, it is pretty landscape. I'm watching, admittedly, it was like later at night, and I was sort of like, I don't have the patience to watch this bald eagle fly over the 3D landscape right now. And and here comes Matt Damon.
It is funnier now that I know that it's Matt Damon. I can't unhear it.
Well, it's funny because it's the most Matt Damon voiceover.
Yeah.
Part of me wonders if they were like, no, just say it straight.
Yeah.
Just like, no, don't get too, expressive with it. Just full on, just say the lines, because he's pretty much just kind of talking.
Yeah.
Every time the voiceover comes in, he's like, I don't know how the kid found me, but I was glad he was here.
That's the worst part about growing up is before it's like, that's Spirit's voice.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, that's Matt Damon.
it's interesting how some actors can do that in a movie where you're like, I know that's you, actor. But when you're in this movie, you're that character. But sometimes it is just Matt Damon.
Although from hearing an older Matt Damon in more recent movies, it did register to me as like, this is a distinctly younger sounding Matt Damon.
Yeah. I mean, it's a great voiceover. It's just like, I'm just like, yeah, that's Matt Damon.
Well, I think it's a testament that, I can't say this. You know those hear me out lists that people make for characters? I feel like I've seen at least a couple.
Spirit is definitely on those lists. Yeah. I've seen a couple. Yeah.
I got where you're going, but for a second I was like, Matt Damon's voice. Hear me out.
Hear me out. Matt Damon's voice.
Circa 2002, Matt Damon's voice.
But no, Spirit, apparently I think is on some of those lists.
I believe it.
I mean, he's doing the DreamWorks face all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, I did have the thought Rain. I was like, that's a very pretty horse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Straight up.
They were like, main character horses gotta be good looking horses.
He does have that male protagonist chin.
Yeah.
They're like, well, this horse is a man. Give him the chin.
A real manly snout.
Yeah. Victoria's just laughing in the corner. Sorry.
No, there was a very interesting thing where one of the earliest shots where they show a group of the horses. I don't want to say a herd or anything because I don't.
A herd.
Okay.
Right? A squad.
A squad. A squadron of horses.
A squadron of horses. A parliament of horses.
A murder of horses.
Yeah, that's a herd of horses.
Yeah, just the wild herd of horses. They do a wide shot as Spirit's mom is about to give birth or whatever. And it was interesting because I clocked which ones they intended to be man horse and which ones they intended to be woman horse. Mm-hmm. Just from the design. And I didn't have enough time to be wait, how did they do that? What specifically did they do?
It's pretty subtle and it's way better than his penguins and girl. Give her penguin boobs. Oh.
It makes me think. It makes me think of that meme you might have seen going around of two wolves, animated wolves. This one's a man and this one's a woman. How do we clarify it? And the man wolf has the snout blown up to the size of a balloon. And the feminine wolf is the face is pinched with an Instagram filter.
Yeah, so DreamWorks Spirit, very subtle version of that.
Yeah,
and,
they have to be. This horse anatomy.
This horses, yeah.
I just found from this photography website when I was Googling, a herd is a large group made of smaller bands of horses. So a band is a small family of wild horses, which can range from 3 to 12 or more horses.
So a band of horses.
A band of horses.
And it's usually led by a dominant mare over 6 years of age and a band stallion and can contain several additional mares, foals, and younger horses of varying sexes.
That seems like what we got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're not quite a herd because they're not big enough, but they're a band.
Yeah.
He's the leader.
Spirit's mom probably should be the leader.
I think she's the leader, and then when he comes of age, he becomes... And then he has a father who we never see.
Yeah. Don't know what happened to him. I mean, well, they portray the beauteous West, a land with no beginning and no end. That's my Matt Damon voice.
Mm.
And it's lovely, except for the wildcats that attack. But Spirit's here to ward off the wildcats from attacking the young foals. His dad is not here and perhaps died mysteriously before the movie started, but it's fine. The beautiful, noble West, where all the horses don't have to worry about injury at all.
And it's empty. It's so empty. There's no people here. It's so empty.
Pristine.
Pristine.
It seriously is beautiful. Like the landscapes that I'm like, this is magnificent. And we get the first of our many different like music video sequences.
Oh, yeah. What's up with that? What's going on there?
It's like one artist, right?
Yeah.
It's usually singing about what's happening.
Yeah, I think it was all these songs must have been written for the.
It seems like.
Yeah, the songs and score were composed by Bryan Adams and Hans Zimmer.
Hans Zimmer.
And then the various songs have different people involved, but Bryan Adams kind of like helmed a lot of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, plot summary for Spirit.
Yeah. Spirit's a horse who was born in the American West. No, that's what it is.
I just imagine you starting it. Spirit's a horse.
Well, he's a horse who was born in the American West, and he grows up. He's a rambunctious old guy. He makes the DreamWorks face all the time, and he gets into trouble. And when he becomes of age, he becomes the leader of his band,
Yeah.
where he protects all the other horses. Until one day, it's like late at night, and he sees in the distance what we as people would know to be like a campfire. But it's this glowing, flame in the distance. And he decides to go check it out. He sort of, has a horse conversation without words with his mom.
They have a lot of horse conversations in this movie. And I like how they give each horse like a different, like a pitch, like a different tone of like horse noises. And they do a pretty good job of like communicating intent.
Oh, I was very impressed.
Yeah.
No, it's really good.
I don't know much about horses, but for my very brief time designing a horse, knowing what the sounds are labeled as, most of these sounds are distress sounds. But I don't think anyone can.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, when are animals making very expressive
Horses
noises?
usually aren't very loud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they do a lot of like huffs and stuff, but yeah, it's like when we were making Ghost Inspectors and we needed like cat sounds, I recorded when my cat is like mad because she wants food.
Yeah.
Because most of the time, like she's not really like that vocal. It's just when she's like, I want sustenance.
Yeah. So Spirit finds people, Americans, and the Americans immediately try to capture
The
him.
American cavalry.
The American cavalry. And there's a long chase, and they get him.
Yeah, because he encounters domesticated horses for the first time.
Yeah, and they're all like, get out of here.
All of the horses in this movie, when they're domesticated by the Americans, they're like, this sucks. We got to get out of here. But when they are friends of the Lakota, they're just kind of chilling, hanging out, which is a really interesting horse movie take, horse story take. Because oftentimes a horse story is about like the bond between the rider and the horse like,
Yeah.
it's about this like connection. The horse loves it. The horse loves being here and being ridden around. But Spirit's like, they do not like it. You are all being mean by riding horses.
In the industrial machinery designed to take over the West, the horse is but a victim.
Well, I think they try to like say like the reason why the cavalry horses don't like it is because they're treated poorly.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like the relationship that the horses have with the Lakota is more mutual.
Yeah.
Where they don't force them to do anything. They are their companions because they want to be there. Sort of like the bee metaphor where it's like with bees, like if they don't like the beekeeper's hive, they'll leave.
Yeah.
And so similarly, like the Lakota, they don't like tie up their horses. They're just kind of like, we know you stay here because you like us and we won't keep you here if you don't want to be here.
Kind of like cats.
Yeah.
Whenever something like this happens in a movie where it's like a creature or, an animal, anthropomorphized or not or whatever, encounters human beings for the first time, I always like to imagine sort of like what that must be like for them. Because it's sort of like encountering an alien for the first time because human beings, the way we interact with the world is like so different from so many other creatures. All the stuff that we make for ourselves.
Yeah.
The fact that we walk on two legs, like super weird. And yet I was like, this is very specific because the fact that his first encounter with the humans involves seeing domesticated horses. And the fact that when he takes off after the humans like get up, they get on the horses and start riding after him. It must be like
That's terrifying.
it must be like if we encountered ratatouille humans. Like if we had never seen rats before, and then when we found them and we're like, oh, they're hostile, and tried to just jog away, we saw them jump up on the humans' heads and start riding them after us.
bunch of ratatouille guys like sprinting after you,
It'd
all
be
them shouting like,
horrifying.
run, get away.
It'd be terrifying.
No. Wow, this makes me really empathize with Spirit.
Yeah.
This is a nightmare.
Running away from a bunch of humans with little rats on top, and the humans are going, run, man, run.
They're making me go as fast as I can, but you gotta be faster.
That is so funny. But you're right. That's like the only comparison. Oh my gosh.
This is a horror thriller from Spirit's eyes, but because we have this cool music, it's an adventure movie.
Yeah, it breaks into big bombastic like ba, 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 like
Yeah.
Aaron Copland style, like it's the Old West. Here we go.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, you're in trouble, kid.
Uh-oh. So they get him.
Yeah.
And he saves his family in the meantime.
Mm-hmm.
Scares them away, or warns them away. And then he's taken to an American military base. And they try to break the horse, and they can't because he's Spirit. And he's unbreakable. We don't learn that until the end of the movie.
And then we get the best song of the whole movie.
Victoria's
Sing it for
favorite
us.
part, where a poor, hapless employee of the American Army gets bodied by a horse repeatedly.
And sing it for us, Victoria.
No.
and read the lyrics in a plain, clear voice, Victoria.
Victoria's so done with us.
I have to look up the lyrics now.
But it's your favorite sequence.
It is a great sequence because there's sort of like a rhythm to it that you sort of begin to expect, and that brings the humor and the excitement in of like Spirit's sort of like shackled to this like confinement area, I guess.
Yeah.
And they're trying to trim his hair, like clean his hooves and brand him. And they have to pin down his head and then each limb one at a time as he finds a new way to injure this man. It's pretty great.
And then when they actually try to like ride him.
Yeah, he gets back into the setup area of the corral because he's like, this is fun. I like throwing you guys off my back. Who's next?
Yeah. Do you really want me to read these lyrics?
Read them.
It's very repetitive if you read it.
Well, you don't have to read them all, I
The
guess.
chorus is like, get off of my back and into my game. Get out of my way and out of my brain. Get out of my face and give it your best shot. I think it's time you better face the fact. Get off of my back.
But like imagine that, with like, it's sort of like
Imagine
halfway
that, and
between
it's
country and
2002.
yeah. It felt like halfway between like I don't know, I was going to say like worship music and country or something.
It felt like something that would play in my mom's car when she picked me up from elementary school. Like, this is good for the kids. So they can't break him. And then the marshal?
The Colonel.
The colonel steps out and he's got beef. He's got beef with Spirit.
You said you kept laughing because he looks like me.
Victoria said that. Don't pin this on me.
He does before you cut your hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's got a very Michael Keane vibe. If Michael Keane was mean to horses. And the colonel breaks Spirit. And then...
Well, no, he ties him up to a post for 3 days.
Yeah.
No food or water. And then tries again.
Spirit's doing pretty well, all things considered.
And
Yeah.
they end up catching a young man from the Lakota.
Yes, and his name is Little Creek. And then he also gets tied up to the post for 3 days of no food and no water.
That's going to be bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You die from that.
Yeah.
Little Creek and Spirit bond over mutual suffering. And
then they bond over trashing on the cavalry.
Yeah, there's a wild escape sequence. And I think they break out with all the horses or something like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the man who is in charge of beautifying the horses gets bodied
He's a
once
horse
again.
farrier. I
A
had to look it
horse
up.
farrier
Ah.
gets bodied once again. They escape, except not because Little Creek then ropes Spirit with some of his buddies and they take him back to their Lakota settlement where they try to convince Spirit that it's chill here. And Spirit meets Rain?
Yeah.
Rain, who's a very nice mare.
Little Creek's horse.
Yeah. And Spirit's like, this horse and Little Creek.
They're friends.
They're friends. Impossible. And they try to get Spirit to hang out and be a cool friend. And Spirit's like, I would like to go home, please. And Little Creek's like, understandable. Have a great day. But as they're leaving, the U.S. Cavalry, who has acquired a whole bunch of new horses somehow, attacks the Lakota. Spirit and Rain run in to rescue Little Creek, who's about to be shot by the colonel. And they go tumbling down a river. And after being injured, Rain is lying on a riverbank and Spirit comforts her. And then Spirit is recaptured by the U.S. military. I guess a different part of it.
No, it's the same ones.
The same ones?
Yeah.
And he is put on a train. And it's the Wild West. And they're building the train tracks.
They're building the Transcontinental Railroad.
Yes. And he is put into a line of horses, shackled to a train, and made to pull a train up a mountain, which is pretty intense.
Yeah.
From being a kid, like a second grader, I remember this sequence is like way more harrowing than it was. I thought he was in a war or something. I think my memories of Steven Spielberg's War Horse kind of blended with it.
Oh my God, War Horse. It's a pretty good movie. And he realizes that as soon as they get the train over the mountain, the railroad will connect and his family's like ancestral home will be in danger. And so he stages another daring escape. He frees all the horses. He sends the train like tumbling down the hill where it hits the bottom encampment and explodes in a massive fireball, presumably killing dozens of soldiers.
Like action movie level.
Little Creek comes back. Spirit and Little Creek ran away. Hooray, they're free. Except they're not. The military is back for them. They want this one horse specifically because the colonel has a grudge. There's another extended chase sequence.
In the
colonel
Grand
specifically,
Canyon.
when he sees like Spirit and Little Creek, I think literally has a moment where he's like, I can't believe it.
Yeah, he's like, this same horse.
Is it actually the Grand Canyon?
That's what Wikipedia says.
I'll take it. So, a big chase to the Grand Canyon. Spirit leaps a gorge to freedom. The colonel and Spirit share a nod of understanding and respect.
I was bummed that the colonel didn't get a little beat up. Not gonna lie.
Well, like one of his soldiers, like, because they leap this chasm and it's great. I remember when I saw it in theaters as a kid, it was like, this movie felt so much longer to me when I was a kid. And so like this moment was like this really epic thing. And it was still epic, but it was huge in my mind as a kid.
Yeah.
And they make it across. And then the soldiers that are there on the other side, they're not making that leap. But one of them just raises a rifle and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
But then the colonel grabs it.
He's like, they've earned their escape and my respect. And then Little Creek's like, all right, get out of here. And Spirit's like, okay, bye.
Yeah,
then
and he
goes
lets
home.
Rain go too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And they go home to their family. And the eagle's there. And they're free again. Until the railroad does eventually complete, because we know that happens.
Oof.
Yeah. His opening, like, voiceover monologue even says, like, whether the West was won or lost is something you'll have to decide for yourselves. I'm giving it a little twang. He doesn't have any twang. And I'm like, yeah, we'll have to decide for ourselves, I guess.
Mm.
One thing I noticed about the railroad sequence, and I know this is a kid's movie, but I was like, there were a lot of immigrants building the railroads. And I know, like, it's going this direction, and most of the Chinese laborers were on the other side. But I was like, I saw, like, one person wearing, like, a traditional, like, Chinese rice hat, and I was like, ah.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
He's there for literally, like, 2 shots, like, for a frame each shot when they're running up to catch the train.
Yeah.
There's, like, one guy with, like, the traditional hat
Mhm.
running up, and I was like, oh, there he is. Representing all of the immigrant workers.
Yeah.
It was everyone else's day off.
I think ultimately they made the right choice instead of being fully historically accurate and then villainizing a bunch of immigrants. People who are also maybe in a similar position to Spirit of like being there fully by necessity and not having a great time. It's better maybe to villainize
The power structure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
This movie really does toe the line between like the historical stuff and like, I mean, I appreciated that they portrayed colonialism in a negative light.
Mm-hmm.
Because it is 2002?
2002, yeah. And one of the better portrayals of the indigenous people.
And the bar is low.
The bar is really low. They did have an indigenous actor play Little Creek.
I think all 3 main speaking roles for the Lakota were indigenous actors.
Yeah. And I think I read somewhere that even like when they're among the Lakota tribe and there's like Walla, they did have like actual Lakota speakers
Oh, that's cool.
do the Walla instead of just being like mumbling in the background, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I think they destroyed it in the second movie because there's like spin-offs.
There's a lot of spin-offs.
I did see some of those, and I was like, I mean, a lot of them seem like they were made well after this one was.
They were made well after, but it just like goes to show that more modern, I guess, reboots of these beloved movies kind of missed the point. Because I think that the executives were like, well, they liked the horse. We're just gonna not think about the themes that really resonated with people.
Yeah.
And we're gonna do something different. I think like they brought Spirit back, but then it was like the traditional like horse movie where it's like about the bond between the horse and the rider.
Oh, yeah.
And it was just like, it kind of like
It was
missed
not the point
of Spirit, which is like, even though he develops a friendship with Little Creek, he ultimately is still like, I don't want to be your horse.
Yeah.
I want to return to my family.
If there is a broad message to Spirit, it's leave people alone and let them go home to their families.
Yeah. I do also think that there's like some parallels in terms of like when they capture Spirit and then they like cut his hair and like try to like mold him to the standard of all these cavalry horses. It is reminiscent of how when Americans captured Native Americans, they also like took away their culture. They made them cut their hair, forced them into residential schools to like totally strip them of their culture and again like mold them to their ideal of like what an American should be.
Yeah. Quote unquote civilizing.
Yeah. I think those are strong parallels that still kind of like hold up now.
Yeah. It's interesting to tell a story using Spirit as an analog while also having the people that he is an analog of present in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's like sort of a way to like, I don't know if roundabout's the right way, but like you're showing like a younger audience how bad this is to the people who are literally on screen with him without having to make such an overt statement that might, in 2002, cause some people to be like, oh, we can't show that to kids. It's too much.
Yeah. So again, it's like, it's definitely not the greatest representation you could have, but I think at least it's better. Like, it's been a while since I watched Brother Bear, but that's like a Disney movie where
I'll say this. Disney has a habit of turning people of color into animals for most of their movie.
Like, so they had like they did have like an indigenous group of people in the movie and then like indigenous main characters, but then like the main character is a bear for most of it.
Yeah.
So then it's just kind of like, is it really about the indigenous people or is it about this
a bear? And so DreamWorks was like, we'll just start with him being a horse. He's going to be a horse the whole time.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to be anything else.
But then they also made an effort to actually show the Lakota people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's still like crumbs, but we'll take it.
Yeah.
It's very consistent in its messaging, though.
Yeah.
Very consistent. And even, like, the U.S. Cavalry is straight up and down. Like, the U.S. Army's the bad guy in this.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, the soldiers, the extras, they're not, like, comically evil or anything.
Yeah, there's, like, a couple, like, when he's captured and put on the train, there's just, like, guys who are just like, here, it's going to be okay. Like, come on out.
You just have regular soldiers. They're still every bit as, complicit in every act as, like, the colonel, who is much more, like, riding around, like, some say the West can't be won, but we'll show them back in Washington, like, all that sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But it's, like, I appreciated how they didn't feel the need to, like, put their thumb on the scale of, like, let's make sure that they know that these are bad guys by making them go, like, yeah, let's get that horse. No, I can't wait to get a hold of that horse.
Yeah.
They're just, like, regular guys, but they're still doing the bad guy thing in the movie.
Yeah.
So, they're still the antagonists in that way. It just felt
The
nice.
movie isn't very loud. There's like a big sequence when the train comes, but it's honestly like a pretty, calm isn't the right word, but it's like scenic. It doesn't cause a lot of waves. It's just sort of like riding through the plot with a lot of beautiful imagery. I think a big part of that is the fact the horses don't talk.
Yeah.
You're kind of forced to have that. I could see you kind of like put this on in the background, and for 80% of the movie, you just like leave it on silent, and it's just like a pretty thing to look at. And then the train falls down the hill and explodes and kills a bunch of people. But
I did laugh when because Spirit's just running straight down. He's not dodging left or right. He runs all the way down that mountain as that locomotive tumbles after him. And when it hits the other locomotive, and it's somewhat dated particle effects, I suppose, and it just explodes. The whole camp goes up in flames. I'm like, oh my God.
absolutely starting a massive forest fire, too.
Yeah. I'm curious what you guys thought about the music.
I found the score at times very, I guess, like effective and moving. The vocalized parts were sort of hit or miss to me. I think sometimes when they were sort of like blended with like action sequences, the combo kind of like worked for me. But it was just like a montage of Spirit like galloping across the plains, and then this guy starts singing about like, we're free and we're running across the plains and there's an eagle, and I'm like, a little bit like karaoke.
It's so funny because I am just so nostalgic for these songs that I was like in it.
I mean, that makes perfect sense to me.
exactly.
If I grew up with these songs, I'd probably be having a great time.
Like the song that plays when he's first captured, and then it's like the montage of him walking and just like feeling really sad about his life and like calling out to the eagle.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, no.
I think it works in this movie more than maybe other movies because, again, Spirit can't talk. And so
Yeah.
it's either Matt Damon telling us what Spirit's thinking, or it's the music telling us what Spirit's like feeling and
It's
doing.
like, would you consider this a musical movie? He's not singing the songs, but the songs do tell you how he's feeling.
It's like Tarzan.
Yeah.
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 Like, is Tarzan a musical? Most people would say no.
Yeah, I guess not. Yeah.
Like a musical, like the characters are singing.
Yeah.
I watched this. I don't know how relevant this is, but on a plane, I watched Invictus, which is like a movie about Nelson Mandela, also starring Matt Damon, doing his best to look much taller than he is. He did pretty good. And in that movie, during certain like emotional moments, they added this music that was very much like, and we're feeling emotional. And it's like kind of cheesy and like pulls me out of this like otherwise very serious like biopic. Spirit felt like that a little bit, but because it was so consistent all the way through, I gave it a pass. I was like, okay, like it's a little cheesy, but this is for kids. And also it fits the themes, and he's been singing this whole movie and he's got a good voice and the music's great. So I think it worked for me overall. Some of it made me laugh.
It did start to feel a little bit samey to me after a certain point.
I think that's what it is too. Which I'd rather have that than like a bunch of random singers come in and like jar me out of the movie.
Yeah. Rather that than like, and we got our star-studded lineup of vocalists to come in and contribute their own.
Who was big in 2002? Coldplay? Was that Coldplay?
Dude, I like completely checked out of like caring about music at all from like the age of like when I stopped watching like little kid shows or like Disney movies. Like I liked that music, but I didn't care about any other music until I was in high school. And even then it was like John Williams score to Revenge of the Sith. So like
Yeah.
So I do not know.
I had a phase in middle school where all of my friends started listening to the pop channel on the radio as like, this is what good music is. And then one day they all were like, that music sucks. We're listening to the alternative rock channel now. And I was like, what happened? So Victoria, got any fun Spirit stories?
I mean, it's mainly just what I said at the top, which is like the amount of times we watched this movie and like laughed over the same moments.
Would you put the movie on and let it play, or would you like quick fast forward to the scene where he's
No, we
bucking
would let it play.
Oh, okay.
So like I think that's why like the soundtrack is so like seared into my brain that it evokes such an emotional response, because I remember like being that young and like I associate the emotions that Spirit was going through with like the song. Like Sound the Bugle destroys me. So I'm just like, it's so sad.
I think it's great that you have these titles memorized too. Like, you know the soundtrack.
I don't know all of them, but Sound the Bugle is a very iconic one, I guess.
Which one is that? Which scene
That's
is
the
that?
one that plays when he's in the train and he's like really depressed.
Oh.
And it's like, remember who you are.
Yeah.
That's not the melody.
And he looks out the window and he sees his family in the snow.
And he
Yeah.
like, it's some of the most expressive faces there in terms of, because then he goes from being very sad horse face to like eyes shut, tossing his mane back and like horse grin. And it's like, remember who you are. And he's like, yeah, I'm a wild horse. But, he's not saying these things. He's just making a face.
It really works. I gotta say, horses grinning is probably the most unsettling of all the emotions. But that's just me. Maybe because his chin is so big.
That's fair. I don't know. It's so funny to me how I like didn't have any adverse reactions to the animation of these horses.
But you're used to it.
That's true, yeah.
This is my first time watching Spirit. My first time watching these horses grin and smirk and raise one eyebrow.
I think the most disconcerting was Rain does have very human eyes. Yeah.
There was something about Rain that made me go,
I had to literally look up, can
Somehow.
horses have blue eyes? Which they can.
ah.
But I was like, they really wanted to make her like a blonde woman.
There was a part of me that saw like Spirit's mom and maybe go like, Dolly Parton?
I don't know. I wish I had more intelligent things to say about this movie, but it's just really, all of my notes are him calling out to the eagle, crying face. When Little Creek lets him go, I crying face.
To be fair, it's probably most people's like experience.
Yeah.
I don't know. For some reason, like the relationship with the eagle like destroyed me.
Well, here's the thing. I get it because when we see the eagle throughout most of the early part of the movie, it's just an eagle.
Yeah.
And we can see like, oh, he's got this relationship with the eagle. It's like the spirit of being free in the untamed West. But when he gets captured, the eagle like flies out to him as like, oh, he's bidding goodbye
Yeah,
to
the
his
eagle's
own.
like, no.
The eagle's face looks like extremely distraught and
Yeah.
sad. And I was like, whoa, you were just an eagle like a minute ago. Why are
And
you...
then at first I thought like the eagle that he calls out to when he's like after he's been captured was like the same eagle but like didn't remember him. And then I realized like, no, that's like a different eagle. And it's just telling you like he's so far from home that nothing is familiar anymore. And so that made me sad.
Oh.
And then he goes home and then the eagle recognizes him and everyone's happy. And I was like, yay.
I was just like, do eagles go this far south? And they do. But I think rarely. I think mostly they're in Canada, which is very funny to me.
I initially was like, I'll just watch like 30 minutes of this movie and then I'll watch the rest tomorrow or something. Because I was like, I had like things I had to do. But I ended up like being so locked into the movie that I sat there and watched the whole thing.
Nice.
Because I was just like so invested. I don't know, something about... I think this is like pure nostalgia distilled into a movie for me. Where it's like, I'm just rambling now, so you can tell me if none of this is like interesting or relevant. But I think a lot of times when we watch things on Nostalgia Club, it's like interesting to watch it when you're older to be like, oh, like what new perspectives do you get when you watch it now? Or is there anything new that you get from it? I don't think I got anything new from watching Spirit this time, but it was just so fun to like go back to it and like relive the moments that I remembered that I just had a great time.
Yeah, I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that there's no dialogue for most of the movie.
Yeah.
Like when you're a kid and you're watching these like dialogue scenes, a lot of like the nuance and the jokes are like passing over you. And so you go back as an adult and you can watch Kung Fu Panda and be like, oh, there's a lot of nuance here I missed. Spirit has nuance, but it's mostly like thematic and like messaging. And so the actual scenes, you're watching a horse run. And so there's like, you get the same feeling and emotion from it, but you're not going to gain any more like understanding of Spirit's character because it's all there.
Yeah. I think my only question this time around was the fact that Little Creek kind of keeps Spirit at the beginning. And at first I was like, is it like unfair that he did that? And then I was like, well, maybe it's because, well, first it's like they have to bring him back because they have to take the bridle off of him because he doesn't know how to do that himself. And that would really suck if he's like out in the wild with this thing on. But then I was like, is it because they don't know how far from home he is, so they don't want to just like let him go? Because what if it's like dangerous out there? I don't know.
I think it's just because he's a horse.
Yeah.
And they're like,
yeah.
oh, cool, a new horse.
Yeah.
Like if this movie was reanimated, but Spirit had no expression, like a horse, then I think all of the humans' actions would be a lot more understandable.
Yeah.
Because they're just like, and it's a horse, and there's a loose horse, and he's pretty big and strong, and
Yeah.
there's no one around, so I guess we'll take this horse.
Yeah, helped me escape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He likes
I'm probably
apples?
just
I have
like
apples.
digging too deep into it, but aside
Well,
from that,
No, it makes sense though. There is like, because when we're people identifying with a very humanized horse that's like winking at us and everything,
yeah.
and then we see our friend who helped us escape be like, you're mine now.
Yeah.
It's a little like, hey, hold on a minute.
I think I just wish there was like a slightly stronger justification, but you're right, Gino. Like, they were just like, cool, a horse.
This horse helped me.
Yeah.
He likes me. Maybe he'll let me ride him.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess not. Okay, bye.
Yeah.
We do get his name at the end,
Yeah.
which is kind of fun. That
I did really like that.
spirit who would not be tamed, is that it?
Can
Who
remains
could not be broken.
Who could not be broken. Which is like, oh, cool. The title, I get it now.
the title at the
Yeah.
end.
And that was another thing where I was like, I appreciated that they stuck with some Native American naming traditions for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I also appreciated that they're horses. They don't have names.
Yeah.
So it's not like, and this is my mom, Deborah, and, and these are the two foals, Tom and Tim. And
I actually, for half of the movie, because I couldn't quite remember what happened at the end, so I was worried that he was going to go home and his mom was going to be dead.
oh, that would have been a really dark twist.
I
I'm
did-
home. Oh, no.
Actually, no. At first, I thought it was going to be that, like, his mom gets captured and, like, forced to pull the train or something. I was, like, making up, like, some crazy, like,
the scouring
spirit
of the Shire.
plot lines. Yeah.
He goes back and it's, oh no, the Transcontinental Railroad made it.
No, that's true.
anyway.
Yeah, I think what I thought was going to happen was Little Creek helps him escape. And then he, like, stays with Little Creek for a bit because of, like, environmental circumstances or something. But then he leaves and then he goes back to his band and then realizes they are captured, or, like, his mom got captured. And then he has to go on, like, a rescue mission for his mom.
Oh.
Mm.
I don't know.
I think that would have made the movie just a little bit too dark.
Yeah.
I think Spirit is the perfect length for the movie it is.
Yeah.
Because it is just like, I'm free, I'm not. I'm free, I'm not. I'm free, I'm not. Run, I'm free, I'm not. Run. So, like...
But
there's-
it's just different enough each time
Yeah.
that he gets captured that it doesn't feel repetitive.
But I think one more time...
Yeah,
And
if
then
it
it
was
would
one more
feel
time, it'd been
repetitive.
like, that was too much. But I think it helps because it's like he gets captured first and you see how terrible it is. Then he gets sort of captured again, but this time it's like a different perspective. So it's interesting and you get to see like how he reacts to his new circumstances. And then when he gets captured, this time it's like, oh, you really are in a bad place now.
Mhm. And the stakes of each chase are different too.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Because in some of them are trying to catch him. Some of them, they're trying to shoot him.
Yeah.
So they make a story interesting. This has been a masterclass in Spirit storytelling.
I'm glad you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah. Thanks for showing it to us.
Good. It was good.
I just feel like this is like sort of an essential movie to have watched.
Really, yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
It feels foundational
it's very different, I feel like, from
in terms of DreamWorks movies.
I think
and Disney movies in a
Yeah.
way.
Animated movies in general.
Just sort of
if you have someone who's never seen a movie and you're like, I would like their first movie to be an animated movie, Spirit is a great option.
Yeah.
yeah. So much of it is by necessity visual.
Yeah.
Or I mean visual audio, but there's like so little in the way of dialogue and yet it does such a good job of telling its story visually.
Yeah.
It's a great time. If you're in a bad mood and you're like, oh, well, what's this going to be? Well, nothing's going to help you there. But if it's like, just let's put something on, like I'm in the mood for anything, then it's hard to go wrong with Spirit.
Yeah. And I'm definitely going to listen to the soundtrack a lot more.
You could do a puzzle to this.
Yeah.
You straight up do a puzzle to this.
A high Q puzzle.
A haiku puzzle. Break out a puzzle with a friend. Get like some, like a tasty snack or a beverage and just throw Spirit on and do a puzzle together.
Yeah. And then throw the second one on and be upset. And the third and the fourth and the TV show and another TV show, I think. And
And soon a live action. No, I'm kidding.
oh, no. A live action Spirit? What would that
Here's where
even
it
look
comes
like?
back to what you mentioned at the beginning, all those like live action animal movies with the talking.
Oh, man.
A live action Spirit would truly be like stripping the movie of everything that people liked it for.
Yeah.
Like,
it would
it's
just be
impressive
worse.
because of the animation. And then it's like, no. Now it's like CGI or...
To capture this brilliant stallion, we had to get the most tamed horse we could find that would do whatever we needed.
Just 30 minutes of a horse, expressionless, looking at you, looking at each other, running this way, looking at each other again.
Oh my
No
gosh.
sound, no expression, just horses. I am glad that the genre of animal movie where the animal doesn't talk and is just an animal has good movies in it that
It's
don't
true.
hurt the animals.
Yeah. It's important.
Thank you for listening to Nostalgical. You can email us at nostalgicalpodcast@gmail.com. Find us on Instagram at nostalgicalpodcast and MouseKnight Studios. We also have a Ko-fi if you want to send us money and a rating if you want to send us good vibes.
Yeah, leave a rating, subscribe, leave us a comment. We love reading your thoughts. Tell us if Spirit is on your Hear Me Out list.
If there's a comment section, just write down "Hear me out."
Just dox yourself emotionally and tell us if you...
Give us your full "Hear me out" list
Oh
in
my
the comment
gosh.
section of this episode.
Is Matt Damon's voice circa 2002 on your Hear Me Out list?
Or do you group that with the larger expression that is Spirit, the horse?
Would Spirit only be on your Hear Me Out list if you could hear Matt Damon's voice when he approached you? And until next time.
Go enjoy your life in the unspoiled West. Say hi to your local bald eagle.
And there's no people out there.
No people.
There's no people out there.
Just your girlfriend and your mom.
That was a little bit weird to me, how they tried to establish, like, these horses are out here and there's no other people. He's never seen another human ever.
That's like the first thought I had of the movie, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to bring it up or not. I guess the myth of the West, that it's like completely empty and untamed.
Yeah.
When there were, by some estimates, millions of people
Yeah.
living all over the continental United States before Europeans got here. They didn't, I mean, like a lot of them died from diseases, but that's still a lot of people, just like everywhere. So I find it unusual that you could live your whole life running around a large area and not see any people.
Yeah, it's almost like they made the horses like almost like these like mythical creatures
Yeah.
who are like running around in this like fairyland.
Like if this was truly, if these horses were slightly more anthropomorphized, they might have legends of people because that's where they came from.
Well, I guess, yeah. If you're a horse who's seen a person, you can't really convey to another horse, like, I've seen this.
There's these crazy monkeys. Oh, what's a monkey? Oh, never mind. Let's eat grass.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, you know, weirdly complicated. Horses are native to America, but none of the horses in America are native to America. Because they went to Asia and then they died out here on the continent and then we brought them back.